guys, so I'm here with a very quick baby update for you guys. I just had a doctor's appointment that lasted way too long. I was at the doctor's for 2 hours between my non-stress test and the appointment and lab work, and I have to go back in like 45 minutes for yet another appointment today because I will get into that. So it is Monday and I am 32 weeks and 3 days. And I kind of had a feeling some of this stuff was going to come up at my appointment, but anyways, first off, I had my non-stress test, which normally is about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. It ended up being an hour because Miss Mia was not cooperating today. So I was on for the 25 minutes. She really wasn't moving a ton. So the doctor was like, you know what, let's just keep you on for a little longer and see if maybe she'll wake up a little. So she did. She was able to pass the test, which was great, and I passed this time too because last time I was really close to failing due to several contractions. But today I didn't have, I think I had 2 in the whole hour, which was great. So then I went and had my appointment, which I had a doctor I hadn't seen since the beginning of my pregnancy because in my doctor's office, you actually see everybody in the practice because one of them is going to be on call when you deliver. There's, I think, 8 or 9 of them. So it's really great, but I hadn't seen him since the beginning of my pregnancy. So he's one of those like old school doctors, which I really appreciate. And he was so funny when he came in. He's like, so do you feel like we live here now? But anyways, we talked about a lot of things. I know I talked about the cholestasis in my last update. I have started itching again, so I did bring that up to him. We did do some blood work. Sorry about that. The boys are, of course, fighting while I try to film this quickly. But anyways, my itching has come back. As you see, I'm itching again. From what the doctor was saying, he's going to check all the levels. That's why I had blood work. He's checking my bile levels. He's also checking my liver enzymes, all that. He's just trying to make sure everything is working well. He says it could just be I need to change the meds. Who knows? We'll see. But we did talk about the fact that there really is no more extra testing to do for this. It's just by 37 weeks, I will be induced, which is August 31st, which is kind of crazy because that's less than 5 weeks. She will be here, which is a little nuts. We could still end up having her earlier if I, go into labor, my blood pressure becomes high, if she becomes in distress, if my levels go up. There are different factors, but the goal is to make it to 37 weeks. We will be full term and I'll be induced, which is great. And then another thing was my blood sugars. I think I mentioned for my last appointment, my fastings, which is the overnight levels in the morning, were elevated, which was weird because it has nothing to do with food. It's all your hormones. During the day, my levels are perfectly fine and my sugars are great. But unfortunately, this overnight one is the one that's giving me the problem. And I am on metformin for it. She did up my dose. The doctor I saw last week, it did start to come down, but it's still like teetering right at that like borderline level. So we are starting insulin starting tonight. I will just take a little bit at night and hopefully that'll help it. If anything, and I still have to take the metformin, I just might have to take a lower dose. So I have to go back this afternoon because my appointment, by the time I was done everything, was right at lunchtime for them. So we had to stop for lunch, which was great because I was starving. So we all went home, we're all having lunch, and then I have to go back and have a lesson on how to give myself insulin. I do know how to give insulin to somebody because my father was diabetic. So I have given it to him, I did give it to him when he was alive, but I've never done it to myself. So I'm just going to have a little lesson on how to do it from one of the nurses, which is fine. So that's why I have to go back. Yeah, it's just very overwhelming at the moment. I kind of knew she probably would come by 37 weeks, but to know like, oh my God, that really is the plan now. We really are like, she's going to come by 37 weeks, which is a little over a month. And I'm starting to get really overwhelmed about that, I guess. I think it's because we're pretty much ready for her to come. I actually just finished packing my diaper bag today. I have one package that I'm waiting for to come in the mail, which I believe I just got an email a little while ago saying that it was delivered, which means it's in my mailbox. So I gotta put that in and I will be filming that. And I'm just gonna try to get as prepared as I can. I'm starting to, make sure the boys are ready for school because they start school in 3 weeks. So it's a very chaotic time for us. I am trying to relax and trying to not stress about it too much because obviously that's going to make everything worse. But it's just very overwhelming at the moment to think of everything that still needs to happen. Pretty much it's nothing like she could come today and we have everything we need for her, which is fantastic. Obviously I don't want her coming today, but you know what I mean? Like we are ready for her to come. It's just getting the other things ready, like the boys getting all their stuff ready for school, which I think we are pretty ready, but I just got to double check some things. There are some household items we want to get rearranged and get mostly food wise. Like we gotta do another Sam's trip before she comes, which we've already planned. I think we're going to go the end of next week, you know, just to get us through those first few weeks with her being home too. We won't have to worry about it. So it's that kind of stuff right now. Not really, you know, we're ready for her, but we're kind of, you know, it's just that last minute, those few last minute things we need to do. Other than that, everything is going really, really well. She sounded great. Like I said, she just was not moving very much. And I had tried everything to get her to move, and she just was not having any of it today. But other than that, I am feeling okay. I'm really exhausted. I am up probably every hour and a half to 2 hours every night. Hi. Which kind of stinks. But, you know, it is what it is at this point. I'm going to pretty much either have to go to the bathroom or somebody wakes up in the middle of the night. He's been waking up like every other night, just once. I don't know why, just to say hi. But he usually goes right back to bed, but he's just prepping me. Yeah, you, right? And everything else, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Hopefully, hopefully I know that that's just par for the course. I do feel yucky. It's really the only way I can put it is I just feel yucky, and I think it's just because everything is okay. But pretty much that's where we're at. So that's the update for now. I do have another non-stress test later this week, and then I have another appointment next week where I have a non-stress test, a growth ultrasound, and an appointment. So that'll be a big one. I'll update you guys after that. But yeah, we're getting down to the last few weeks before Mia comes, huh? Before your sister comes? Are you excited? Oh, okay. All right, so we'll see you next time.